The following is a World-Class Bullshitters exclusive.
So I made this video before the announcement of the casting for the Acolyte came out. So stay tuned till the end of this video where I'll actually discuss our new actress, who identifies as non-binary. I've lived through a lot of terrible things. Riots, fires, plagues, intergalactic conquest, and the Spanish Inquisition. Though the last one wasn't expected. But very few things have caused me the pain that Disney Star Wars has. It's been 10 years since they inked that deal, and each year the Star Wars brand depreciates just a little bit. I'll spare you a beat-by-beat history lesson, but needless to say, it's been bad. Of all the terrible Disney Star Wars projects like Solo: A Star Wars Story, the sequel trilogy, The Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, and the rest, outside of The Mandalorian Season 1, The High Republic has to be the worst because it doesn't take Star Wars seriously. Not stern and boring like some sci-fi. I mean, The High Republic has a character who is literally a rock. That is not a joke. Though I shouldn't be too upset because it gave us such a wonderful character in Ram. Damn Ram! If you look around, the High Republic's lack of success is quite obvious. Shout out to my good pals Stevie and Ray for pointing that out to me. You guys are true visionaries. When you've created stupid content in the Star Wars universe and put it in the books and comics, the only place left to go is the movies. But Disney Star Wars can't make enough money at the box office to justify theatrical budgeted releases. So, off to Disney Plus. When Disney Plus launched, it seemed like it would be the premier streaming platform, since Disney bought all the best IPs. But the shows aren't anywhere near as good as they should be. We were all promised a theatrical experience each week from the comfort of our own homes. The lie detector determined that was a lie. We're not even 3 years in, and the shows look lesser and lesser in every way. She-Hulk looked bad. They claimed to remaster her, but why put out something crappy in the first place? That's the real question, but that's a topic for another day. Since Disney Plus is the home of all the lackluster original content, it makes sense that a High Republic show would be going straight there, since no one would pay to see it in theaters. But Jeff, how do you know that? Well, Solo flopped and each sequel trilogy film made less than the one that came before it. But again, you already know that. With that being said, some unknown, unloved crap won't sell. According to the latest allegations surrounding Disney Plus' upcoming live-action Star Wars series, The Acolyte, Loki director Kate Herron will be lending her talents in some way, shape, or form to the High Republic era's first official television outing. Word of Herron's supposed involvement with The Acolyte first began to circulate online July 14th following a publication of an unrelated claim by Star Wars news site that, per his source, the series was in pre-production in Reading, England, and the newly constructed Shinfield Studios, which later... Now, I'm going to stop right there because I personally don't give a shit who directs this show. I don't care that X and Y and Z are working on that show and this person and that person and their agenda. Like, look, I already have low expectations going in. Katie Herron or Kate Herron, whatever her damn name is. Look, lady, good luck. That's what you're going to need. You're going to fucking need all the luck in the world to work on Star Wars if you do, because that place is a shit show. People can work on Marvel and be fine. People can work on Star Wars and not be. Upon rewatching Loki, it wasn't the grand slam I thought it was initially. In hindsight, it's more like a double. Owen Wilson alone got it the first. There's only been one interesting voice attached to Disney Star Wars, and that's Jon Favreau. Although the more he's with Dave Filoni, Favreau's creations suffer. Filoni is enamored with his own creation, Ahsoka Tano, and turning Mando Season 2 into Backdoor Pilots 9 wasn't fun to watch. So Disney pulling from the same pool of creative talent doesn't excite me. You know what does excite me on the High Republic? I'm so excited I'm not even going to finish this next joke. Companies like to use their streaming platforms to make money. Also, they like to test out products that may not make it in the mainstream. Oh wait, yes they do. Streaming is the mainstream, but Disney produces subpar content compared to other platforms. Let's get the obvious out of the way. Stranger Things. It's the biggest thing around, and it looks cinematic. That show doesn't cut corners, and apparently it isn't cheap. 6 years ago, no one heard of it. Today, it is the mainstream. Why isn't Disney able to make something in the Star Wars universe that is that epic? Because they're cheap. Darth Vader's fight with Obi-Wan Kenobi looks on par with the guys who do special effects on YouTube. That's not a dig at the Corridor crew, they're excellent, but they're also independent. Disney is the biggest thing on the planet, and they have no excuse. I shouldn't laugh when I watch the epic climax. I should be enthralled. Stranger Things Season 4 was a visual feast at the end. Star Wars and literally everything from Disney Plus looks cheap and samey by comparison. I can pick other streaming shows on other platforms that look better than Star Wars and Marvel offerings on Disney Plus. Squid Game, Servant, Westworld, The Boys, and more. Disney has no excuse. My fan morale's at an all-time low with them because they've disappointed me constantly, so The Acolyte has all that going against it. But there's even more. What's Disney's plan with this show? I don't mean what's the plan for the show's premise, I mean what's their plan for the inevitable failure and how will they cover up their shame? Well, it's Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy is in charge, and she doesn't even give a shit. Lucasfilm is busy lubing up Indiana Jones for next year. Hope he can take it dry, Indy. No time for love. It seems quick to judge the Acolyte's future, but based on what's going on now with Disney, I'm not surprised. Disney's trying to appeal to the young female audience with their new properties. New is not the right word. Old is more apt, but I'm feeling festive. These are zombie properties, dug up, reanimated, and slapped with a new paint of coat, hoping audiences will bite. But like a pig in makeup, or these people who are making the show, audiences will run away. They, Disney, pronouns pal, think there's new money there. What there is a few fans from the property coming back out of curiosity, while most ignore yet another part of the Star Wars universe that's not worth a damn. One part people aren't focusing on is, can Disney afford more underwhelming shows? Good quality content equals new subscribers. Over time, a string of bad shows will diminish the subscriptions and eventually cost Disney money. Is tanking the brand names worth it? I get the need to grow your business, but you have to produce content for all of your audience. There's no world where it's acceptable to tell audiences, hey, thanks for all the years of service and money, but Star Wars isn't for you anymore. Please keep your Disney Plus subscription so you can watch all of your favorites. Once Disney Plus or any streaming service reaches the tipping point, it's all over. We learned that Ms. Marvel was the lowest watched opening of any Disney Marvel show. There's so many reasons that happened. Outside of any sort of bigotry, it's a character that's not popular. Marvel thinks its brand alone is enough to get people in theaters, but as we've learned, it's all about what's on screen. The Eternals was a flop, but a few weeks later, Spider-Man came out and did amazing. Not all characters are created equal and clearly. Star Wars The High Republic confirms that. Sometimes what you need in life is a fresh start, and that's exactly what The High Republic is getting. So I spent some time looking at the facts, figures, and fuckery around The High Republic. Initially, it was selling enough for fans to prance around and call the other fans haters, but just 3 days ago, as of you listening to this, I learned that The High Republic is getting a relaunch. Relaunches in comics are nothing new. There are countless amazing Spider-Man number ones, but only the first is valuable. Comics get renumbered and relaunched all the time, but I noticed something much different here. Upon reading the press release, I noticed that the timeline jumps back about 150 years. So I guess that means the wonderful characters we all love to laugh at aren't born yet. Then I looked at the covers and noticed something. These characters look like Star Wars characters. They don't have half-shaped heads or are, literal rocks. He looks like a Jedi, she looks like a Jedi. I'm so happy by their underwhelming representation. Star Wars The High Republic came on strong and petered out quickly. A show about an era no one cares about while there is a relaunch going on of the brand makes me laugh. Is synergy not a thing? I remember going to see The Phantom in theaters, then going to a comic book store on the way home, picking up a book, and then, at Christmas, getting the worst-looking action figure of my life. And this was the same year that the Independence Day toys came out as well. My Phantom action figure came with a horse, which is cool, but the figure looks like he has a grape for a head, which isn't. I'm still traumatized by the disappointment. Wait a second, no I'm not, that's the same year I got the Millennium Falcon. Fuck that Phantom toy. The way the Star Wars brand has been mismanaged is a damn shame, but instead of being angry, I'm just gonna laugh because if I don't, I'll turn to the dark side, or have an aneurysm. Jury's out on which one, but I'll let you know next time. So as I said at the beginning of this video, after I made it, they announced the casting of Amandla Stenberg as the lead in Star Wars The Acolyte. Now the article goes on to say how she was featured in the Hunger Games and she identifies as non-binary. And I haven't seen her acted enough to have an opinion, but I'm going to be interested to see how the press handles this, how many articles we're going to get about the first non-binary Star Wars character. I mean, they treated Reva like the first black person in Star Wars. I mean, literally, they said there's been no people of color in Star Wars, yet there's a black guy in the Mos Eisley Cantina. I know that's nitpicking, but Lando Calrissian has existed since 1980. So, yeah, this is kind of one of those firsts that Disney's going to hope to get people excited for on Disney+. The first black, non-binary Star Wars show written by a lesbian. You get what I'm saying? Like, add the fucking variables. Like, look, you know that podium meme that they have of all the people standing there and there's that dickhead with the fucking bottle of champagne biting his metal and shit? That's Disney Star Wars. It's like every other thing, and then there's Disney Stars because they got their diversity and their inclusion and their kindness and their dad all's dick to me. So they just have nothing really to sell the show on yet because The High Republic is what it is, and I've said enough in this video. But I just am playing the game, the Nostradamus, if you will, of this channel, where I'm not Mr. Cleo, but if Mr. Cleo was here, he would guess the exact thing I'm guessing or saying. So be on the lookout for the fun clusterfuck that will be the promotional material of The Acolyte. Remember Obi-Wan? How fans were racist and we woke up to the news that Star Wars stood with Moses Ingram? I guess that's what Star Wars is today. It's the only way people are going to talk about the show, the fandom, the toxic fandom. Well, I don't think the fandom's the fault. You people are the fault. And yeah, I said it, you people. But I'm going to make a video about fandom a little later on because I'm tired of getting dumped on by idiot people who we don't like their projects, so their egos can't handle it, so they attack us. Sound familiar? Well, nothing's new. So folks, that's all I had to say about her. I wanted to be as topical as possible, but again, this show really isn't for me. It's for young adults, this, that, and the other. I think that's really how Disney has insulated themselves, because this goes beyond Star Wars and Lucasfilm. This is over on Marvel too. If there's a kid actor, people think you're not allowed to criticize it. Well, most of these actors today have the mental faculties of your average 5-year-old, so I guess I can't make fun of anybody. Yeah, I can, and most of these people are full of shit. So in the immortal words of Jackie Chan, I like to let people show me how full of shit they truly are. So, Star Wars, the ball is in your court. Show us your hand. You lead the narrative. Folks, I'm going to make a Dukes Brothers bet right now that Star Wars shits the bed. If I'm wrong, you know where to find me. So folks, what do you think about this? Do you honestly give a shit about Katie Heron directing the High Republic? Probably not. You probably don't give a shit about Katie Heron in general. I wish her the best, but I really don't care about what she's attached to. I've watched Loki. I wasn't that impressed, and the more I think about it, the more I dislike it because it doesn't really hold up. A lot of Disney Plus shows, and I'm really blaming Disney Plus, their shows are emotional robbery. They pretty much get you hooked on something and they toy at your emotions, but they don't really give you a complete story with a logical, cogent ending. I guess that's the Disney brand these days. I don't like it, and neither do you. A lot of garbage woke entertainment that doesn't appeal to a lot of people. But if you hate garbage woke entertainment, then make sure you buy WorldClassBullshitters today, because it is the comic book that makes fun of everything. It's great to make a video, it's great to do a live stream, it's great to talk about wokeness, it's great to make fun of wokeness, but sometimes you gotta do a little more, and that's what I'm doing. So I've created a comic book. It's over 70 pages long, full color, illustrated by me. This isn't my first book. I've been around for a while. You probably read Stealing Solo. If you haven't, well, you're watching a Star Wars video and you haven't read Stealing Solo? It's the story of Star Wars fans gone rogue. What happens? They kidnap Harrison Ford, they force him to remake Star Wars in the basement, and hilarity ensues. All of my books, all of my work is escapist entertainment. I don't beat you over the head with modern politics, my ideologies. Hell, you can read my work and never know what I'm interested in. I might be a Satanist for all you know. Hail FUD. But in reality, folks, it's great to make videos and live streams and talk about this online, but I like to make stuff that is in print, physical, that will stand the test of time. Make it to you, make it around. In 100 years, a video, a tweet, no one's gonna remember that. But somebody that's dedicated in 100 years, Stealing Solo, WokeBusters, all my next projects, they'll be around in physical print. So that's what I'm doing to help with woke entertainment, because it is a scourge, it is a plague, it is garbage. It's so frustrating to go to a movie that you think is gonna be good, and then you get fucking beat over the head with political ideologies. The goal is not to make the audience feel bad. The goal is to make the audience feel good, elevated, inspired, and go out and create. And so hopefully my work can inspire you to create stuff, but if it doesn't, it's gonna make you laugh, because it's been called the funniest comic of 2022, and it's not just me saying that. So folks, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go work on the damn thing. But if you wanna go get a copy, go to WokeBustersComic.com right now and help fight woke entertainment, because we all agree it sucks, we all agree it's bad, and eventually someone's gonna come for your favorite property. Ghostbusters, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Marvel, DC, guess what? It's all happened, and it's only a short amount of time before something else you care about. Oh wait, James Bond, they just got him too. Oh shit, are the Transformers next? I think they're gonna cancel their name, and then the X-Men, because their name can't be called. Oh, holy shit. Folks, we are about to reach the tipping point of the fucking pop culture bullshit iceberg. So get ready, folks, because the Titanic is going down, but WCBS is a lifeboat, and we got blankets and beer. So folks, join us next time for more, but in the meantime, be smart, be safe, be cool. Make sure you follow us on Patreon. We're gonna get 200 patrons by the end of the year. We're about at 100. So join us over there. It's only $1 a month, which helps. But if you really want to help and get way more content, then join at the $5 a month tier. It's only 17 cents a day, and it gives you access to our digital archive, which has got thousands of hours of content and a lot of Star Wars stuff in there too. So folks, Enjoy your weekend, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always, and I mean this, I don't put it at the end of the video because I like Bill and Ted. Hell, when I started putting it at the end of the video, I forgot it was in Bill and Ted because it had been a minute since I've seen it. But the world can be an ugly place. Fans like to fight, fans like to tear each other down. Turns out it's the studios trying to get fans to fight, but that's okay. It's garbage, we don't like it, but you guys can always win. Why? By doing this one thing, being excellent to each other.